Hello, folks. We'll be getting started in just a moment, actually. I'm a little bit behind, but I can explain. I made a fool of myself. It was really entirely my error. One sec, I just need to get the old chat pulled up, and I think we're ready to go. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, I think everything's ready. Only took a moment. Oh, so Scarlet, where have you been? Why are you like 11 minutes late? Honestly, not as bad as it could have been. I was making lunch. And it's a bit of a story. I'll go ahead and tell this before we open up the game. Actually, it was dumb. I was attempting, doing my very best. There was my roommate Kit got a new little like a tiny little waffle maker. Oh, this must have been, I don't remember how long it's been since he got it. Like what, a few weeks ago maybe? But here recently, the past week or two, he's been really into the waffle making. You know, just loves to make waffles, I guess. Who can blame him? Waffles are great. Um, I was in the habit of making something else for my lunch, right? Um, making like oatmeal and stuff. And so I didn't really hop on the whole waffle bandwagon until a couple days ago. After stream one night, I was making myself dinner. I was making pasta, and he came out and was making a waffle at like, gosh, when did we end? I was probably making my dinner at like 8 or 9 p.m. and he comes out to make a waffle. Haggard looking, and all that. And he offers me one. And of course I accept and I eat the waffle along with my pasta, a great combination, and it was really good. And I'm the kind of person where if I eat something, that's something I'm going to be eating from now on, right? I form habits like that pretty quickly. And so I was getting ready to make some lunch before stream, and I was like, I'm gonna make a waffle. I'm gonna make a waffle. I know how to make waffles. I've made them before. Like, it's not that difficult. It's just a waffle press, right? But I hadn't used this particular one before. And hence the reason I was a bit late is I put a little bit too much batter in the waffle press. And it kind of came out the sides a bit and made a bit of a mess that I had to go clean up. And that's why I'm late. That's why that took longer than before because hot waffle batter was all over my kitchen counter. Bright side, the waffle's delicious. I think I'm gonna be making more of those. Um, in the future. I think they're going to become a staple food for me again. But we're not here to discuss waffles. We're not here to discuss waffles. It's Friday. And you know what that means? Oh, this is probably going to be loud, isn't it? Hold on, hold on. I'm going to preemptively. There, we're going to turn down the desktop audio on the mixer because I know Last Door Season 1 was pretty loud because we're playing Season 2 today. I'm going to get that opening up, and then I need to get it to capture. Because we're professionals here, right? There's something like that. You know. Oh, it brought up a configuration window. I need to set the resolution. Oh. It's got, what? Fire? Jump? There's a lot more going on here in Season 2. I just looked at like the input controls. It's brought up a configuration window. One moment. Allow me to just make sure. Just you know, allow me to make sure I'm getting this right. I think it's this. I think it's that. I'm just a little dumb. I'm just a little dumb. I mean, I don't have this number committed to memory. One moment. It's okay. Nobody's here yet. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, yep, I got it right. I was correct. Now it'll launch. Now it'll launch and it should look good. Oh god. Yeah, that's loud. Hopefully we can turn that down here in a second. Does it want to show up on my capture thing as an option? Because that would be pretty cool. That would be kind of rad, actually. Here it is. I think this is it. Yep. There we are, the last of Season 2. Only took us a moment. I'm not incompetent, totally. Let's get this volume under control. I think that's decent. I manually adjusted the balance on the mixer too, so it may be even quieter for you all. No, I think that's fine. I think it'll be okay. Let's see. We didn't like the closed captions in Season 1, so we're gonna leave those alone, and I think otherwise everything's just fine. It'll probably give us a recap when we open up a new game, so... But I'm just gonna recap us. It's been a week. I could use a recap too. Let's see. Who? Never mind. I may not be equipped to give a recap. I remember the general plot is number one, we're British. Okay, and we went, like, a school friend of ours that we once did hard drugs with, and um, saw and were perhaps seen by the spirit bird or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Um, Committed suicide and sent us a letter. We went to his house in chapter one and, found out, like, he'd gone off the deep end and taken his own life, right? And he'd left us another letter because he couldn't have just told us this in the original. We had to go to the spooky house to do this. That, we should go to the boarding school where we had met. We go to the boarding school. Was that next? Yeah, the boarding school is next. We go to the boarding school, and the boarding school has been converted into a care facility run by nuns, right? We meet our old teacher who tells us that we're one of the witnesses, and, that's apparently important and stuff. Because they haven't been able to replicate the experiment we had originally participated in, which I will just generally refer to as the time that we did hard drugs with our classmates, because really that's what it was. um, so, and then he sets himself on fire and dies, and the groundskeeper the groundskeeper who had supposedly been working for him clonks us over the head and tries to bury us alive. We are barely saved by the nuns who dig us up and save us. And then somehow we end up in London. We end up in London. We try to escape London's back streets, and, because it's, like, wrapped in, like, occult fog or whatever. And we learn of and meet, in a sense, Alexander, our boyfriend Alexander, who then proceeds to be the central focus of chapter 4, the final chapter of season 1, where we go and visit Alexander's house and find out that not everything is quite as it seems. We help him. I mean, I guess we help him. I don't really know what we accomplish besides letting him inject us with a serum that will apparently let us see the Raven or whatever, or be seen. I don't really know. Anyhow, we let him inject a questionable substance into us at the end of the final chapter of season 1, and that's about all we know. I think that's the main plot. There's also a German doctor, and then our psychiatrist, our being, is our character's name John? John Lastor, something like that. And I think that's the bit. I think that's what's going on last I checked. So, how about we open up a new game? They're gonna do what I just did. I'll just be quiet. No, I can't be quiet. I have to read in this game. Oh, we're not John Lastor. We're Jeremiah DeVete. Or, there's a pretty big difference. John Lastor. Okay. Jeremiah DeVete, alerted by the suicide and mysterious letter of his friend Anthony Beechworth, went in search for the memories of his past that he had lost. DeVete discovered that in school he had taken part in a strange experiment. Its goal was to peek through the veil the thin line between common reality and the world of horror and madness that lies beyond, under the watch of the Eye of the Bird. During his search, he was inoculated with the drug they had used back then. The serum made David's mind travel for a few hours to the dreamlike realm of the Vale. There he met his old classmate, Alexander Dupre, who urged David to join his cause and cross with him to the realm of the bird. When David woke up from his trance, he found himself deeply convinced by his friend's words. He traveled to Dupre's house, where he discovered his friend had dosed himself with the new serum, leaving a catatonic body behind. This new drug was capable of transporting the mind permanently to the Vale and beyond. Finally, David found a vial of the serum and had it injected. He met his friend again in the Vale, and together they walked through the last door, entering a world forbidden to human eyes. David's therapist thinks he's a whack job. David's therapist, Dr. John Wakefield, worried about his patient's disappearance and strange visions, had sought the help of his colleague, Professor Johann Kaufmann, an expert in the occult. Searching Anthony Beechworth's house, Wakefield and Kaufman found a disturbing returned letter in which Anthony had tried to warn Alexander Dupre of what could happen if the door was opened. He feared something from the other side might then come to ours. Oops. Whoops. They are coming. None of us could prepare for this. Oh dear. The visions, screaming, were merely a warning. And now it is too late. They are coming. You know what that intro sequence reminds me of? That and the one from season 1 is like the introduction of like what was it? The Walking Dead? It's got the same vibe. Last night I had the nightmare again, but this time it was different. This time he talked to me. It was the same unknown street, void of any sound and life. I walked aimlessly, as if I were lost. Then I could hear it, the broken tromping on the wet cobblestones, the familiar sound of approaching, limping footsteps. Yo. Then, as before, he stood in front of me, gazing unrelentlessly, like he was expecting something. This time, he spoke. Give me back what he took. Nothing else. Give me back what he took. This is why you don't sleep while doing paperwork. All the characters in this game are like chronically eepy, just like me. No, I've fallen asleep again. What time is it? Damn, just like me, for real, for real. Dawn already. It is time. I thought we had control for a moment there. Is that a horse? It was several months since Kaufman and I had found that mysterious letter in Anthony Beechworth's house. A letter never sent, with a cryptic warning of what would happen if a certain door were opened. It bore only the name of the addressee, Alexandre Dupree. We felt sure Dupree was key to finding my patient and friend, Jeremiah DeVete, who had disappeared in such strange circumstances. Troubled by the death of his friend Anthony, DeVete had visited the school of his childhood and never been seen again. Kaufman soon conveyed to me his deep concerns and warned that I should conduct any investigations with the utmost discretion. He pursued his own research, though his thoughts and methods remained a secret. In his last letter, he requested that I visit East Hill Lunatic Asylum in London. There were reasons to believe that Alexandre had been institutionalized there for many years. I was asked to confirm this hypothesis, and, if proved correct, to gather whatever other information might arise. Lovely. Well, I shouldn't be surprised that we're going off to a asylum. Oh boy. Oh boy, so excited. London. We're in the East Hill. Oh, I can click on it. Are we going to be traveling around in the future? Crazy if true. Season 2, Episode 1, The Playwright. So this is East Hill Lunatic Asylum. I hope I can find information on Alexander Dupree here. Oh, we got a fellow sea monster found in St. Ives. I don't think it's like news on the case of the dead ambassador. So we got a fellow selling news here. East Hill Lunatic Asylum. Well, yeah, obviously. Hey, kid. Good morning. I would like to purchase a newspaper. You know, he's not going to talk to me unless I buy a newspaper. We have money, right? Seriously, we literally don't have the money for a newspaper. Yeah, it's an adventure game. Yeah, we came here without change. The asylum. I've never been inside, and I hope I never will. It's full of crazies, you know. Have you seen anything unusual around here? No, but maybe if you bought a newspaper. Told you. This is always, I mean, you know, it's not only a very common bit, but it's also like, yeah, if you want to, you know, if you want to get a street salesperson to tell you stuff, you know, it's courtesy to buy something first. What happens if I click this? We just leave. Okay. Yeah, we're going to be able to travel around to different locations, it looks like. Interesting. anything over here? Oh, hello. A few cardboard sheets lie on the bench. Each shows a perfectly symmetric design in black ink. Rorschachs, maybe? No, that wouldn't be a Rorschach, would it? Ah, yes, a lovely morning. Sunlight of a quite fascinating character. I beg your pardon. The light, it makes everything look different. You see, light touches things, soaks into them, and changes their nature. It makes them shimmer, or makes them die. Do you live here? In the hospital? I do indeed. My family is a generous benefactor to East Hill. They had me committed, but I don't blame them. They're just incapable of appreciating my art, or any art, for that matter. They mistake it for insanity. Yeah. Understandable. What are you drawing there? I am not just drawing, my friend. I am trying to feel the light, to translate its power to the surface of the paper. Those animals don't like it, though. They don't want me to succeed, so they take them away. They take my drawings and they study them and they laugh because my eyes can see the light and theirs are blind. But someday, everyone will understand. Okay, now calm down there, buddy. It'll be okay. Who are they? The ones who take your art away? Those foolish caretakers. They hide behind a big mirror where they think themselves safe, and they look at me. They observe me. They even take notes. And yet you know that they take notes behind the mirror. Interesting. You have some curious drawings right there beside you. Oh, you mean these? They're the only art that makes any sense here. The doctors use them to cajole some patients into revealing secret inner truths. I won't return them to the doctors until they've returned the art they've stolen from me. Oh, yeah, so these are Rorschachs here. Oh, hi, Eulachio. Oh, that's perfectly alright. I hope you're able to get plenty of rest. Thank you for stopping by. That's alright. Yes, we'll. Oh, come on, brain. You can do it. Use words. We'll look forward to seeing you another time then. You rest well, okay? Hmm. Let's see. Do you know a man named Alexander Dupree? My name is Dr. Wakefield. I'm looking for a man who lived here some time ago. Would you happen to know one Alexander Dupree? The name does not ring a bell. I've not been here long, though. You should ask the other patients. They may be able to help you. Some have been here for many years. Or you could ask one of the others, the brutes who keep us here. Interesting. Would you happen to know where your drawings are now? I suspect they're somewhere in the archive, since I've seen confiscated items taken there before. You seem different from the rest. Can I trust you? I've been trying to sneak in for days now, but Miss Riswell keeps a tight guard on the door. I even stole a key from one of those guards. You're a doctor. Surely you can gain entry. If you could recover my drawings, I would be so grateful. Here, take the key with you. Alright, Dr. Wakefield, unquestioningly, already prepared to break and enter into this asylum. The large door is made of strong metal. This must lead to a secure ward of the hospital. Inmate quarters, yeah. Okay, so if we can get... He won't let me take these. Yeah, please do not touch them. If we help him get his paintings back, or his drawings, I don't think they're paintings, his drawings back, then we can get the Rorschachs. Or whatever they are, you know? Good morning, madam. My name is Dr. Wakefield. I am a psychiatrist. Oh my, good morning. Forgive my manners. I get so excited when we have visitors. We don't get many these days, and certainly we are lacking experts like you. What do you mean you lack experts? Every year we get less funding from the Crown. First the doctors started to leave, then it was the caretakers. Now very few remain. We have a responsibility to our poor patients, do we not? We must care for them. They cannot be out living with the proper people. We must keep ourselves safe, and our patients too, of course. Scumbag. I'm looking for a man who used to be a patient here a few years ago. His name is Alexander Dupree. Do you, perchance, ever meet him? Alexander Dupree. Yes, there was one with a foreign name. I remember something of him. A good man, if I recall correctly. An educated man. There was something strange about him, wasn't there? I believe it scared some of the other patients. You never know with this lot. I'm sorry that I can't remember much. There have been so many people here, it is hard to keep track. Have you worked here for long? Yes, a long time. I can scarcely remember how many years. Time goes slowly in here, and the isolation... The rules don't allow us to leave. I don't know what is happening in the world anymore. But we have our duty, do we not? Who else will care for our patients? May I request access to the Institute's archives? There should be some information there about the man I am looking for, Mr. Dupree. I'm sorry, Doctor, but the archives are private. We must not allow anyone to access them without the proper authority. Many of our patients come from good families, you see, and we take great care to respect their privacy. But do not look so crestfallen. You would not find much in any case. It is a long time since they have been organized. Great. Our work here takes a great deal of discipline, Dr. Wakefield, as I'm sure you appreciate. It is rewarding in itself, but oh, I do not wish I had something to occupy my mind more, to help me pass the time. How that would ease my burden. I shall not bother you then. So if we bring her something to distract her, she will be distracted. Or perhaps grateful, not sure. A bookshelf. These books are not volumes of psychiatry or medical science, but old serial novels for patients to read. I'm sorry, sir, the archives are off limits. Okay. If we can distract her, then we can get into the archives with the key. A portrait of a severe-looking man, most probably the founder of the Institute. A serene, bucolic landscape with gentle colors. An oil picture portraying Dymphna, patron saint of the psychiatrists, but also of those who suffer neurological disorders and victims of incest. She was killed by her own father, who chopped off her head after she refused to marry him when her mother died. Jeez. Okay. Alright. This must be the recreational wing, where patients relax and pass the time. Perhaps here I can find someone who met Alexander Dupree while he was institutionalized. Maybe. A man wearing a worn-out military uniform, lost in God knows what thoughts. A marble bust of Hygeia, Greek goddess of physical and mental health. A sunny beach, lapped by the waves of a gentle sea. I'm just looking around. Reading. A cheerful, pastoral scene. The warm decoration of this room suggests a great deal of sensitivity to the patient's moral needs. A variety of old-fashioned landscapes that portray nature as tame and welcoming. Let's go ahead and chat to the military man. Excuse me, sir, I could not help but notice your uniform. Were you in the army? Leave me alone. You do not want to talk to a coward such as myself. Sir, leave me alone. I am just a coward. Okay, we'll leave him be. Good morning, madam. My name is Wakefield. I'm looking for a former patient of this institution. The rumbling. She doesn't seem to have noticed me. Have you been living here for long? Madam, if I may persist, have you been living here for long? The rumbling. Yeah, I'm looking for a former patient of this hospital. You may have met him? An eyeless gaze. I'm looking for a man that you may have met. His name is Alexander Dupree. Boo. What a strong reaction upon hearing Mr. Dupree's name. She must have at least met him. How can I get her to talk to me? I don't know. Good morning. I'm a psychiatrist, Dr. Wakefield. Quite an impressive institution you have here. Can I ask for your assistance? I'm looking for a former patient of this institution. His name is Dupree. I'm sorry, sir. I have never heard that name before. Maybe I could ask one of your senior colleagues. Well, you could ask Miss Riswell in the entrance hall. She's been here for years, maybe for too long. You know, we caretakers live here with the patients, and we are not allowed to leave the asylum's premises. This life can get to you if you don't take proper care. I try to keep as much distance as possible from the lunatics. Yeah. They don't really treat these people well, do they? The asylum is quite big, but I can't help noticing there aren't many patients around. Well, apart from those in the isolation ward, it is true there are not many patients at present, but there are even fewer of us caretakers now. We're only 3 for the whole hospital. For what I've been told, in the old times, the income was enough to provide for everything we needed. A complete staff, proper accommodation for the patients, and the best doctors. But as the newer, bigger regional asylums were built, the Crown's support was gradually withdrawn from East Hill. Soon, everyone started leaving. And this is what remains. Well, thank you in any case. I will leave you to work in peace. So this place is falling apart. I can hear you moving around on the far side of this mirror, dude. You're not being subtle. There's a thin piece of metal holding the window open. Yoink. Oh. Oh. That's, looks like a therapy log. I thought I was on the patient's side. No, I'm not on the patient's side. That's the patient's side. Edward Rowan, 27, acute dementia. Mr. Rowan's condition has degenerated since the last session. He is restless, as if the morphine had no effect on him. For the last week, he's been obsessive, troubled for reasons unknown. The patient's dosage has been doubled to no effect. Dr. Weddle has been attacked and bitten in the face. 4 men were needed to subdue the patient, Mr. Rowan. 3 markings were found on his body upon examination. Self-harm is a possible cause. 3 markings. That might be important. Mr. Rowan is getting better day by day, both physically and mentally. His habits have changed considerably. He now shows an interest in religion and spends his time murmuring prayers, albeit ones unknown to my colleagues and me. That's not a good sign, I think. A glass jar full of transparent liquid that may or may not be water. There's a coin resting at the bottom. Yoink. Progress on the newspaper situation. Looks like a therapy log. Okay, it's the same. Dark as the room is now, I can see through the false mirror. There's a man on the other side, heavily restrained, desperately trying to free himself. He has an expression of unbearable horror on his face. We can't get through the mirror on this side. We're gonna have to find another way. Can I alert somebody? No, of course not. This is an adventure game. We aren't gonna warn anybody about what we just saw. I mean, they clearly know, right? I mean, they're the employees here. Is this coin enough for me to buy? I'm not familiar with English currency. Is this, like, enough if I have a shilling to buy? 6 pence, is it? Here. Apparently that's 6 pence. I don't know. We've got a newspaper. And then Miss Riswell complains about not knowing about what's going on outside because she can't leave the asylum. A newspaper should keep you distracted. Why, thank you kindly. How thoughtful you are. Now you're totally distracted and aren't gonna see me go back here. Yes. Totally absorbed in reading. Just like me, for real, for real. Alrighty. This is the hospital archive, where a record of each patient must be stored. If Mr. Dupree was really committed at East Hill, his file should be here somewhere. It's been a long time since this desk was last used. It is covered in discarded papers and pens and a noticeable layer of dust. Portrait of restrained patient surrounded by caretakers and a doctor. Okay. Drawers are all locked. Oh. This cabinet contains many documents detailing the treatment of patients, ranging from 2 decades ago to last year. His file's right here. Dupree, Alexander, room 108A. All the files are missing. It's as if they have been torn out. Only a little piece of paper remains with an address written on it. Paul Street, 26. Well, that's enough. Could that be where Alexander Dupree lived before he was committed to this hospital? Paul Street. I should follow this new lead to see if it takes me somewhere useful. I'm not done here, though. Oh, it probably isn't making me leave. It's probably just showing me, yeah, that I've unlocked something new. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see, all the dates of this cabinet are prior to 1870. I'm looking for a more recent file. What I'm looking for are the guys. A metal locker. A small sign reads, Seized Objects. It is locked. I need a key to open it. Piece of metal won't do? What about this key? Rad. Some personal effects, probably sent in by the patient's families but deemed unsafe by the caretakers. One of them is a stack of thick sheets of paper, carelessly bound together, bearing drawings and paintings of a troubled mind. Yoink. Okay. I think that's it for this room. Yep, I'm not seeing anything else. We got everything we wanted. So with this, I can now take the drawings back to the patient. Out here, the artist. Hello, hello. Look what I got. Here, are these your drawings? Great wonder, they're back. Someday they will understand light and shape as I understand them. Thank you, friend. If you want, take these cardboard sheets. Thanks to you, I have no more need of them. Bunch of cards. Maybe we can use these to help the lady upstairs communicate with us. It's a little bit of a stretch, but maybe. No. If I talk to her, does that Mr. Miss Coney? Cone? Is that... I don't know how to pronounce that. Miss Cone is very upset. Please do not distress her further. How can I get her to talk to me? Apparently we have no idea right now. Well, I've got some cards now, and I think that we're done at the asylum for the moment. I don't think there's anything more to be done. So off we go. Oh, by the way, kiddo, I bought a newspaper. Do you want to tell me about the asylum? Alright. You know, there are always voices coming from the place at night, crying, singing, and the inhabitants cursing like damned souls. That's the usual. This night was different. It was all silent, I tell you, not a single noise in the whole street. I looked at the madhouse and saw all the windows black, no lights. Everybody asleep, and that place? No, that's strange. Then I heard it. It was a scream like no other I've ever heard. Not of a man or a woman, but of a devil from hell. It was very curious indeed, imaginative child. Thank you for telling me. Sure. So there's something in the asylum. I don't think Wakefield knows about all the occult stuff yet. I think Wakefield just has no clue. He's just following leads here. We're looking, that's door number 24. We're looking for 26. Number 26. This is the place I was looking for, but the door is bricked up. I must find another way to get in, because nothing is ever simple. What about the windows? Wow, the windows are so thoroughly cemented over that it almost mixes with the facade. Maybe around back. The ruins of an old chapel, apparently destroyed by fire. A mess of wooden planks and the remains of benches and chairs. I hear something. There's someone on their knees, praying. Their face is covered by a hood. An improvised altar covered in candles. Something's wrong here. Wooden cross remains almost intact. With this candle, I can light my way through the dark. Okay. Looks like this hole leads to the building next door. Well, we're definitely on the right track. This must be the interior of the bricked-up building I saw in the street, Mr. Dupree's former residence. I cannot tell who's depicted in the portrait since it is so badly damaged. It seems someone crushed it into the floor. A military medal. There is a relief of Her Majesty, the Queen, and several pieces of metal engraved with the names of battles unknown to me. I'll take this with me. Maybe it will mean something to one of Alexander's fellow patients in the hospital. Yeah, the military dude. That's what I'm thinking. There's a piece of paper on the table. The paper shows some seemingly random letters. It seems as if half of it is missing. A code, perhaps? There's something among the ashes. Ah, it's an imposter. It's another piece of paper. It's the other half. This is strange. I've put both halves back together, but some letters seem to be missing from the right half. The message does not make any kind of sense. Yeah, I don't read Latin. Few books remain in the shelf, mostly doubtful treatises in chemistry and alchemy. Among the titles are Trithemeses de Lapide Philosophico, Gebers, De Vincione Veritatis, the anonymous work Turba Philosophorum, and Ludwig Prin's Mysteries of the Worm. So, occult text, Yeah, this is definitely Dupree's place. And a large metal safe. Looks like the safe is working fine. I should give it a try. I have no clue what the combination is. I know perfectly well what the combination is. Look at the letters. It's 515, right? It's the weird looking letters, right? Unless I'm totally wrong. 5. Yep, we got a click. What direction do I turn it now? I think I messed it up. Okay, maybe that this is incorrect. Maybe I'm messing this up. Hold on, let's look at our piece of paper. Um, 5. I mean Roman numerals, right? 515. Vidi. Maybe I'm missing the rest of the combination on the right half. I gotta burn it. Of course, the one that we found in the fire was the one that had the letters showing. It's invisible ink. I learned about this from what were those called? Those honestly they were kind of dumb. When in school, they'd send us like a little magazine of like reading quote unquote products that you could buy. A lot of them were like spy kits and that. I never got any, but I could read the thing, and it was like he activated invisible ink. I remember. Thank you, elementary school. So I need to reset this. I don't know how to reset it, so we're gonna go. We're just gonna input the combination I know. We brought it to 5. What's the rest of it? I messed up again. What? I've seen a dead eyelid move. Maybe I'm getting this completely wrong. I've seen a dead eyelid move. It can't be the combination. Right? It could be. You know what? It totally could be. So how many? 511155. Okay, I can input this. No, I got it wrong. How do I reset this thing? Okay. I've totally messed up this safe, like, really bad. 5 1 1 1 5 5. Nope. Maybe I don't have quite what I need yet. The door is bricked up. Cool door. Well, I got a new item. If I don't have... the things in the foreground spooked me. If I don't have the combination, that's fine. I've got a message and I've got a military medal. I can go talk to the military guy and see what kind of progress that helps me make. Maybe the message will make sense to the lady. I'm not sure. Hello, I got you a medal. This medal, I had one just like this. Got it after the battles of Laing's Neck and Majuba Hill in 1881. A decade ago now. For distinguished conduct in the field, it said. What a farce. So you were in the army, as I thought. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Dr. Wakefield. Sergeant William Conghill, Her Majesty's 6th Light Infantry. Are you another one of those alienists? Do you doctors not realize that cowardice cannot be cured by your arts? Why are they keeping you here? Well, the doctors say I suffer from a nervous disorder. I believe this is a term for when they themselves, with all their learning, do not know what to say. But I know the true name of my sickness. It is pure cowardice. I am looking for a former patient of this hospital. You may have met him. His name is Alexander Dupree. Yes, I did know a man by that name. We met briefly. He was here when I arrived. What do you know about him? He was a proper lad, educated. He listened closely to the stories of other inmates, but he kept his own to himself. We talked a lot. He was very close to Miss Conn, too. I think they got here at the same time, but when he left, he did so alone. I wonder what has become of him since. Who is this Miss Conn? She's a patient here, right over there. I saw you talking to her, and you made her freak out a bit. Can you not even learn people's names, Dr. Wakefield? Goodness gracious. The lady with a tempestuous character. You may have encountered her already. She has not been the same since Mr. Dupree left, you know. She always sits to the side, alone and silent. I doubt you could talk to her at all, even if you tried. She sees things, or at least she thinks she does. What did you talk about, you and Mr. Dupree? We talked about my time in the south of Africa. I don't like to talk about that, but he somehow made me want to. He was very persuasive. He was very interested in one specific story, almost obsessive about it. He wanted to know every little detail. Could you tell me that story? I'm trying to find a patient of mine who's gone missing, and this could be my only hope of finding him. I don't like to relive those memories. A missing patient, you say? Alright. Maybe my story will be of some use, then. It happened during the Battle of Majuba Hill. I'm sure you have heard of it. In March of 1881? Okay. The attack of the Boer army had taken us by surprise, and our regiment was forced to split up. We quickly found ourselves alone, just a few men lost on the barren plain. But I don't want to bore you. No, sir, you certainly aren't. Please continue. As I said, we were few, and we were sure the enemy was lurking out there. In the cold air of dusk, a thick fog formed quickly, masking everything around us. We could barely see each other. Oh, well, we're in control. Looks like we're gonna go do an imperialism. Then the others started to disappear. Something about being alone. I could still hear their footsteps for a while, then nothing. I called their names, and you're making the text disappear too fast for me to read it, buddy. I felt something in there, not far, a murmur, a beating, something alive. Hi, Skeleton, how are you? Oh, thank you. All of a sudden, my feet felt something in the mud, a body. The text keeps disappearing too fast for me to read. Oof. Good. I'm glad that you're doing well. We've just started Season 2. We're currently doing an imperialism, apparently. Be careful, dude. Then the mist cleared out. What had happened? I never knew for certain. I didn't see anything, or if I did, my mind refused to bear such memories. What happened to Captain Skid? When he finally regained consciousness, it was like someone else looked out at us through his eyes. I guess whatever happened affected him, changed him. Yes, you can, Skeleton. That's alright. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. I guess whatever had happened had affected him, changed him. I know he came back to London. Mr. Dupree asked me of his whereabouts. Maybe he tried to contact him to hear the rest of the story. He was quite preoccupied by it. Do you know where I can find Captain Skid? The last I heard from fellow veterans, he had lost himself to a frenzy of alcohol, opium, and bad company. The downward spiral led him, as many others, to a wretched nadir, a dirty hole deep in St. Giles' rookery, known as the Crimson Nest. Mayhap you will find him there, alive even, if you are lucky. Here, this is a picture of our regiment. You can see him there. Ah, yes, very distinct figures. And my, what a jawline! Distinguished eyebrows, too. So now we can go to St. Giles. Cool, cool. I want to try... I don't think I can use the message, I can only read it. I know that the cards don't work on you. No. So off we go to St. Giles then. That's our next destination. Yes. Welcome, Skeleton. We've only just begun our investigation. To catch you up, we are currently playing as Dr. Wakefield, and we're trying to find our missing patient, DeVete, who we played as in the last chapter. And in particular, we're trying to follow up on an investigation. We want to find a guy called Alexander Dupree. We're kind of following in his footsteps in London. Oh. This is the slum of St. Giles. The Crimson Nest shouldn't be far, but this is the street from the dream. This is the street from the dream, isn't it? Oh. He doesn't look like anyone on this picture. I doubt it has ever been his. Give me back what he took, he had said in my nightmare. I don't have anything that he took. What did he take? This man, he looks like the man from my nightmares. He is blind in one eye. The empty socket glistens in the lamplight. He seems to want something from me. In my dream, the man had said, "Give me back what he took." Oh, do I need to get your eye, buddy? Is that it? I'll make arrangements. I'm not sure where, but we'll make arrangements to return your eye. Well then. Maybe back to Paul Street? I mean, maybe. Maybe it's here. Go back to the church. Hello. I can't interact with you. The whole message is readable now. It seems to be Latin. I think it reads, "I've seen a dead eyelid move." What does that mean? Here's what I got. I got a piece of metal. I got some cards. I think they're Rorschachs. I got that message, and I've got the photograph. The message comes from in here. Hmm. Maybe I was on the right track with the safe. I don't know. Not even sure how to get this thing to open. I need a combination. I mean, it could be that the combination is literally 5, what? Oh, wait. No, I'm stupid. Oh, I understand. The sum of these are together. It's actually, let's see, is that 6, 1, 4, 5? Let's do that. 6, 1, 4, 5. Got it. They're Roman numerals. When they're together, they signify different values. It is empty. Wait, this is not a safe, but an entrance to a passage. It's completely dark. The only way to know where it leads is by crawling in. Wakefield, that seems like a terrible idea. Let's do it. What? 4 chairs forming a circle, as if the hideout served as some sort of meeting place. Mathematic formulae written fast and carelessly. Some of these symbols I have never seen before. Oh, hey buddy. A strange machine built out of wood, steel, and glass. I wonder what its function could be. Let's ask, yeah. There's someone sitting here wearing a horrible mask and a yellow robe. He is not moving. I guess we remove the mask. Okay, there's nobody here. It is only a yellow robe. There's no body inside at all. What can be the meaning of this? A prank, dude. We are not alone. Hi. Oh no. Oh. Okay, cool. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay, I'll leave. Goodbye. I don't think that they liked that I just stole the mask. Interesting that taking the mask. Interesting that taking that mask shut down the machine. I wonder what it does. This mask and the yellow robe is related to the witnesses. That much I know. That much I remember from the last season. Perhaps it was sustaining it somehow? Well, anyhow. Do you want the mask? Is that what you want? Is that what they took from you? He looks through the mask for a second, only to stare at me again. Nope, he doesn't want it. Well, we've made progress, but not the kind of progress that obviously propels us forward. Maybe we go to the East Hill? Hey, actually, what if Cone... So Cone is like partially catatonic. We've seen this before. Alexander was too because his mind had left his body. Oh. It is the isolation ward for you this time, Mr. Dupree. face of the playwright. The face of the playwright. No, that was Miss Cone. They've taken her to the isolation ward. Oops. I think we may have upset her. Wakefield's really not a gentle psychiatrist, is he? This is the face of the playwright? Intriguing. I would like to know more. The isolation ward. Oh. Hi. I didn't do anything. That poor woman. They must have taken her to the isolation ward. Yeah. I know how to get there. I don't think I can get through the door, but I'm willing to give it a shot. A little bit of breaking and entering. Oh, the fools, they left the door open. That's easier than I thought it would be. Room 102A. 108A used to be... Hi. Oh, God. How long have you been stuck in here? Hello, my name is Wakefield. The butterfly is not what it seems. There's more after the scarab. You mean the cards? Is this the butterfly you talked about? It displays its wonderful colors, fills your eyes with awe, but this is only a show. Behind the veil, its body crawls on the dirty ground, hides in darkness, and transforms. Another of its lies. So what would this be? Its dark body creaks and rustles with its blind movements. Slowly, step by step, it gets closer and closer and closer. What about this one? It will come whatever you do. It will cry out loud, looking at you from everywhere at the same time. What about this one? Him. Him? His mask. My mate from the other room used to scream at night. Always told us he could feel something under his bed. A presence. An eyeless gaze. You mean this? Okay, maybe I shouldn't be showing that around. Interesting, though. 104A. Looks empty to me. An old pendant on the dresser. It looks valuable. A yoink. Just a little bit of thievery. 106A. Do you not have locks on these doors? Well, this one's at least decently furnished. An impressive painting of a lovely maiden. It is equipped with a fitting, magnificent frame. An expensive-looking piece of furniture. There's nothing on it. A mirror covered in dust. I wonder what things it has seen in this room. Could this be the room of the patient's mate, who was afraid of a presence under his bed? Oh. Well, I think he was correct. There's somebody else in this room. There is something written on the wall. One of them came last night. I knew what it actually was because of the sign it carried. The sign of the eye. I killed it and hid it well. If more come, they will not find their friend nor its eye. The door is bricked up. Why would they do such a thing? I doubt anyone has slept in this place in a long time. The window is sealed too. Almost no light can reach the room. So the eye has been hidden. Apparently the eye that I'm looking for, I'm guessing. I killed it and hid it well. There's nothing interactable in this room. I think this is just like a clue. Same here, nothing here. Onwards, then, I suppose. The face of the playwright. 108A is the bricked up room. They were pretending it never existed. They didn't even try to disguise it. Bunch of bricks. Can't yoink them. Will come after us. The door is shut and locked. There's no way to open it. The playwright. Isolation cells. Oh, apologies. He's getting a little loud in the background, it seems. The face of the playwright. Do you have anything interesting to say? I can't talk to you directly, I don't think. The face of the playwright. There's something here that I've unlocked. Something, but what? What am I missing? What am I missing? Huh. Almost no light can reach the room. Do I need a light in here? I have the candle, but I can't use it on anything. How strange. The sign of the eye. More come, they will not find their friend nor its eye. Maybe we could talk to our friend who knows about the light. Right? Who, like, talks about how light soaks into things and all that jazz. Maybe he knows something that we don't. Light. It floods the world with shades. Nope. This seems to be important to solve the mystery surrounding David's disappearance. I should keep it to show to Kaufman when we meet again. Okay, so we don't want to hand it out. We've got a pendant. You shouldn't be showing the picture around without solid reason. So we've unlocked the isolation ward, but so far I've not been able to get anything out of it besides a little bit of information. I mean, information's not bad, don't get me wrong. How are you doing? His mask. A presence and eyeless gaze. You weren't interested in this. You aren't interested in the pendant. So that just got me information that led me to moving the bed. What about here? It's an interesting perspective to look at this room. I don't think there's really anything in here anymore. We just kind of yoinked a pendant for unknowable reasons. I think this takes me back out. Yeah, it does. I'm going to give this a once-over, and then I think we'll go check out some of the other locations. Maybe the pendant? Does he want the pendant back? Maybe, you know what? We got the pendant actually out of here. Maybe that's what it is. It's an expensive-looking pendant. I don't know. It doesn't say anything about the eye, but maybe this is what we were looking for? I guess it was kind of hidden, sort of, in an abandoned room. Maybe. Maybe this is what I was looking for. So let's go to St. Giles and see if this is the relevant item. I don't know. Occasionally I'm just coming back to this guy and just handing him things and being like, is this what you want? He's still staring into my eyes. He doesn't give a damn about the pendant. I could have guessed. Paul Street. Maybe we go see, I I kinda skedaddled out of the basement of the church pretty quickly when, what's her name? I mean, we don't know what her name is, actually. When somebody showed up and started yelling at me in Latin. I mean, you know, you'd leave too. If a hooded figure showed up and started screaming at you in Latin, you'd leave. Clearly I would. It's only the yellow robe, no body inside. The machine has stopped. The text is completely smudged. I cannot read it. Nothing interactable here either. Mathematic formula. What about you? A list of numbers. It looks like some kind of calendar or timetable. This is probably a location that Dupree was running the experiments from. I mean, clearly. And obviously something succeeded. I think that there's nothing left here. There are no indications that anything remains. So I guess it's the last time we visit this place. Which means there's something in the asylum that I'm missing. Right? There's something in the asylum. I can't tell what just yet, but there is something. Unless, hold on. No. We've still got this piece of metal. Oh, there is the one guy too. The guy that's restrained. Yeah, there's a couple things I can check out actually. So not the ISO ward. Probably this way. Okay, nothing new to say there. He doesn't want to talk any further. Oh, hi, buddy. You've, broken your restraints. A man is striking the glass strongly with his fist. His expression is of pure hate. I don't think he can see me, but I feel that somehow he knows I'm here. Disconcerting. Yeah, that's his log. Listen, buddy, I'd love to get you out of there. This seems like cruel treatment. Like, pretty cruel. I just don't know how to get you out. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, I'm not seeing anything to do here, but it's notable that that has changed. He's become rather aggravated. How could I get over there? I'm not sure. You're still distracted, good. I doubt there's anything in here, but we'd better give it a check. Confiscated items, something I missed maybe? Only a couple of pictures in their frames, okay. Yeah, I'm just a little bit mystified. Hey, kid. You've got the same thing to say to me. So one night there was a great scream. That's probably when whatever this thing was killed. Right? That's what the writing on the wall talks about. Something was killed. And the eye was hidden. Its symbol that it bore was hidden away. No, I can't do anything with that. That's just a move to the other zone. How strange. How very strange. I'm clearly just missing something obvious. I'm gonna feel like such a fool when I find it. This is a tool. And it is interactable, which is interesting. It will come after us? Yeah. Yeah. So that wall is interactable, but I can just go around it, is the thing. I can go around it, I can get to here. I'm not seeing anything in particular. No? Huh. Just no light can reach this room. What if I got light into this room somehow? How could I do that? How could I pull that off? Can I get access to that other window somehow? Like through here? I think this is just an interesting perspective. I don't think this necessarily matters. There's nothing here to interact with. My apologies. I'm just a little dumb. I don't know what we're doing. And what about you? Is there anything here? Not much light manages to reach this room either. And yet there's a lot of stuff growing here, isn't there? His mask. My mate from the other room used to scream at night, always told us he could feel something under his bed. A presence, an eyeless gaze. Well, unfortunately you don't seem to want any of my stuff and you just keep saying the same thing. We'll check the end of the hall, but I'm pretty sure that's just where she's yelling. I wasn't able to get in or do anything. The playwright. The face of the playwright. Yeah. Huh. Well, I must have gotten everything I needed from the isolation ward then. What could I be missing out here? I've spoken as much as I can to the military guy. Apparently I have to go find his friend at St. Giles. Blind in one eye. Yeah, clearly I'm supposed to give you an eye, right? I can't get past you without it. There's nothing else here. I've reached the point, the inevitable point in an adventure game where you're just clicking things together for the interaction that you've missed. What am I missing? What have I done? So, let's think for a moment. Alexander hid, was staying in that room, and apparently killed and hid some kind of, the eye, or a symbol of the eye. I'm not entirely sure what, right? That's what the message on the wall says in the isolation wards, right? Is that he hid it and they won't find it if any more servants come. They won't find the symbol. Clearly I'm after that. Maybe he managed to hide it at Paul Street and I'm just missing something. I thought we were done here, but maybe. Yeah, I know it's bricked up. It's possible. It's possible that it's hidden around here somewhere. What about this altar? Could this be related? Nothing here is interactable. Well, back to his house and back to his lab, I guess. I don't know, I could have sworn we got everything from here, but I'm known to be wrong. The door is bricked up, yep, we know that. A one man in high rank uniform, he's missing an arm. This is the books, nothing's changed here. Nothing here. I can use things on the safe, but I think that's just a red herring. We pulled the mask from here. I would think it'd be done. I'm a fool. I really am a fool. I don't know what I'm missing. Huh. Well, this can't be good content, can it? Me wandering around mindlessly, just trying to find the right thing. I know my next step is to get that symbol. I just must be glossing over something with my eyes. Some hiding place, some interaction that has just completely escaped me. Right? See, this is where I got the candle from. We've gotten something from this area. I need to find this symbol. I think we've narrowed it back down to here. No. Kiddo doesn't want any of that stuff. That's understandable. I couldn't do anything in the main building. I've never been able to hand any of this stuff to you. Doubt you would be interested in this pendant. Well, we're back here yet again. Why, I couldn't tell ya. 104A. 106A. There's just nothing to do. Let's read this message. There's something written on the wall. One of them came last night. I knew what it actually was because of the sign it carried, the sign of the eye. I killed it and hid it well. If more come, they will not find their friend nor its eye. Maybe this is referring, because the one guy was talking about the Rorschachs, right? And how they were more than they seemed to be. Maybe I'm actually looking for the wrong thing. Maybe it's hidden in plain sight. Hid it well. Hid it well. Maybe I'm looking for the wrong kind of thing. Maybe it's not so literal. I'd take down that frame if I could. Nothing on it. Hid it well. Hid it well. Because he talked about, you know, the butterflies and the scarab and all that stuff, right? Maybe that's what I'm looking for. Maybe I need to be just a little bit more... Not much light manages to reach this room. There's trees in here, for goodness sakes. Wow. Hit it well, hit it well. A bunch of bricks. Either construction is recent and not yet finished, or they were in a hurry to seal the room. Obviously, they were in a hurry, buddy. We can go talk to the caretaker. I'm all lost. I don't want to look at the next step. That's something we've been pretty diligent about avoiding. Yeah, you don't have anything new to say. Yeah, that's just the zone transition there. I just wanted to double check. Nothing clear here. I'm a little bit lost. I'm open to suggestions. I'm always open to suggestions, for the record. But surrounded by symmetry. Wait a minute. Symmetry. There's a mirror right up here, isn't there? I know we were just here, but this is like the only place I could do symmetry. No. I mean, it's not really working. Looks like a therapy log. They were giving him morphine, he attacked somebody. He had 3 markings on him. Oh, he had 3 markings on him. Could it be you? How do I get in there? This could be what I'm looking for. Wakefield doesn't want to do this. He thinks that I need to be able to see clearly through the mirror. Why? I couldn't tell ya. And yet again, I'm not seeing anything. There's nothing here that was left behind, right? I'm lost. I'm like totally lost. Huh. Well. Marble bust of Hygeia. I mean, it's gotta be somewhere, right? I've just gotta be missing something. How long before I break down and look? It's already been a while. Will this game really do that to me? Will it defeat me to such an extent? It's possible. We've been in there a bajillion times. But I don't want to look, I want to figure it out. An enormous stone building is East Hill Lunatic Asylum. I'm just racking my brain. How very strange. Let's look at the map. There was nothing at Paul Street, and it takes so long to get back there, too. St. Giles, I know, is like my route of progression. I'm just missing an item. I'm missing an item that I'm pretty sure that I get from East Hill in the isolation ward. But maybe I'm just wrong, right? What about this pendant? Could I put the pendant on something to help my goal? Paul Street. We return once again. I keep thinking that I'm done here, but... I mean, I should be. That doesn't mean that I am. I think the pendant is like the clear item I need to be trying to use here. Or the piece of metal. Right? I've had both of those for a while. The photograph I need for hunting down the commanding officer guy. I just need to find something that I can interact with. These are the books. Like the safe I can interact with, but that's mostly just to walk into it. And everything else here is just flavor text, isn't it? But we're gonna walk over this very carefully, so I don't have to come back here. The machine stopped working. No. What are some other things that I need to be keeping in mind? Well, one, that patient was able to, the one behind the mirror was able to get up, rip out of his restraints, and has started bashing on the window. So he went from, after I removed the mask. Removing the mask has changed a lot, so I should be thorough. But I think I'm being thorough. Clearly not thorough enough. We'll check St. Giles before we return, just in case. Though I know that we're not going to make any progress here. You know, just in case. See, that's just a lamp. Yep, the pendant doesn't interest him. He briefly looks at the mask. He doesn't want anything else I have, yeah. It's in the asylum, it's gotta be. I'm missing something. Maybe I need to get that guy to break the glass. That seems extreme, but maybe. How could I arrange for something like that? Yeah, you don't want any of these items. Okay. We'll go upstairs. We'll check. You don't want any of this? We're just gonna run through every possible little interaction. And then there's you in here. Yep, hey buddy. I'm pretty sure that you're my way forward. I'm just not sure how to arrange such a thing. It's just all so unclear. Right? Here, now, let's look over this properly again. Mr. Rowan's condition has degenerated since the last session. September 25th, 1891. He's been obsessive, troubled for reasons unknown. His dosage has been doubled. 3 markings were found on his body upon examination. He's clearly under Alexander's influence. Clearly. Or maybe the Raven's influence, you know. Not sure. It's odd that only this window is shuttered. The curtain casts a mottled shadow over this corner of the room. I haven't noticed this before, actually. This is... Interesting, actually. The light matters. There's like a theming here of light. Right? And the isolation cells don't get a whole lot of light either. Cone is somebody who was also affected by the Raven or Alexander or whatever, right? And she preferred to sit in the shadow over here. I need a light. I think I had a hunch that I had earlier is right. I think I need to get some light into the ISO ward. How do I do that? What about you and your paintings? Like, it floods the world with shades. Yeah. Nothing in the shadows here. Not much light manages to reach this room. Plenty of light in, some light in this room, I guess. Could I don't know. I might just have to look this up. I'm getting a little... See, this has a... That's a flower. The main thing from this room is that it leads to here. Just a complete lack of light. What if I found a tool to remove this stuff? Because there is an interaction out here with this door. It's thoroughly cemented. There's no way I can clear a path using this as a tool. Do I need another tool? I've seen absolutely no way for me to get my hands on a tool, though. I'm stumped. If it's not already been clear, I am thoroughly 100% stumped at this point. I lack a tool. I think I'm gonna have to look up the next step. I think I'm going to. I'll check in here one more time. There's probably just some item in the background that I just have not seen, not recollected that it is a thing. Yeah, the drawers are all locked, but I don't want into them anyhow. There's probably just like one thing I'm missing that makes all this come together. But I can only keep y'all and myself, really, guessing as to what it might be for so long. So here, that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna just check. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry, I'm being quiet. We are... I swear I checked this. Okay, I know what it is. I was right. I was right, and I just didn't see it. Oh, okay. I don't know anything else besides this, but it was in here. It was hidden, and it did have to do with light and symmetry. I just couldn't find the interaction. I'm gonna scream. It's right over here. I even looked at this tile. Right? Is it that one? Or is it another one? Seriously? I had to walk on it? It wasn't interactable. I cannot get it out with my bare hands. That's fine. We brought the piece of metal. I literally could not interact with the strange looking tile from over here, mousing over the room. Which has been the rule of the last door through the whole last season. I had to walk on a very specific location in the screen. See, even clicking on this window doesn't make me walk over there. There was no reason for me to try to walk to it. Hi, Raven. cool eye. It is a long dead bird, just feathers and bones. What a process. It is holding something in its beak. Oh boy, a dirty and horribly deformed glass eye. Yoink. Alright, that's dumb. I can respect it being hidden under the tile, but it should just let me mouse over the tile and see, oh yeah, that's a funky looking tile. I shouldn't have to walk on it. I could visually tell there was something up with it. And it just gave me no feedback until I walked on it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's adventure games. That's how they are. Now we can go to St. Giles and get on with our lives. Goodness gracious. Hey buddy, you have no idea what it took to get this. Rad. This must be the Crimson Nest. I've heard of such places where people lose their minds to opium shipped from the Orient. I never thought I would set foot in one. Oh. Ah. I see. What is the matter, madam? My husband, he is unconscious. Please do wake up. I am a doctor. Please, let me see him. I'm so sorry. He is not breathing and he has no pulse. Your husband passed away hours ago. Damn. Madam. What do you mean this time? I discovered my husband's addiction to this hellish drug they call opium months ago. At first I thought he was sick, as I saw him grow thinner every day. Then I discovered he was visiting this place. I was very worried. I tried to dissuade him, but he wouldn't listen. The addiction was stronger than he was. At times, he was away for days. I would come here and find him passed out. The only way I could wake him was to put these smelling salts under his nose. Now, it's too late. Here, take the vial. Maybe you will be in time to save another soul from this curse. Damn. That's, awfully grim. The musician is intoxicated with the drugged smoke that fills the air. The repeated arrangement gives the sensation that time flows slowly. Hello, I am looking for a man who I believe frequents this establishment. A war veteran from the south of Africa called Skid. He's writing on a slate. Can you understand what I'm saying? He has written can't hear, so I suppose I should communicate with him by writing on the slate? Looking for Captain Skid. Don't know. He doesn't know the captain's name then. But we have a photo. He's written something else. Object of value. What does he mean by that? He means he wants a bribe. Alrighty. Thanks, buddy. I don't think he likes me much. Jeez. Yeah, let's not spend much time here. I don't like this. Table with several opium pipes on top, some of them have been used. Buddy, you okay? It's Captain Skid, no doubt. He's unconscious, but he still breathes. We're in time, then. Captain? What's the matter? Who let you in? Get out. My name is Wakefield. I need to talk to you. Are you Captain Skid, Her Majesty's 6th Light Infantry? That title belongs to me no more. Who are you, and what do you want from me? Leave me alone with my misery. A soldier that used to serve under your command told me I might find you here. William Conghill? Yes, I remember him. We served together. I have made many mistakes trying to forget those years of my life. Now I'm afraid those memories will follow me to my grave. I'm looking for information about a man called Alexander Dupree. I used to know a Dupree. It was not a man, but a fiend. What do you want with someone like him? There's certain secrets that are better left undisturbed. A patient of mine has disappeared. Alexander is the only one that may know his whereabouts. If it is true that Dupree is involved in your patient's disappearance, then I am afraid the matter is out of my reach. Yours, too. Now leave me alone. Have you ever heard the name Jeremiah DeVete? I must find him. DeVete? No, I have not. I found your medal. It was in a house on Paul Street, door 26. You were there, right? You think you know what you are doing, but you cannot imagine what you are getting into. I am asking you for the last time. Leave and forget this matter. I will not leave until I find the answers I am seeking. Tell me what I want to know. You fool. That's... for the devil's sake, alright. If you want to ruin your life, you are free to do it. What really happened on Majuba Hill? Sergeant Conghill told me the story, but his details were confusing. I will never be able to forget that day. Nobody knew what really happened. Command decided that we must have been ambushed. Now I know better. There was something in that fog. Something that did not like us entering its domain. Sentinel of some sort. That thing is what killed my soldiers. How did you meet Alexander Dupree? I was in the Veterans Hospital recovering from an illness unknown to the physicians. An ailment of the soul. Dupree managed to contact me there. He wanted to know my version of the story, what had happened to me in the Battle of Majuba Hill. Do you know why he was so interested in your story? I did not know immediately, but with time I realized the truth about what happened to me was important to his activities, as was I myself. But if you think he tricked me, you could not be more wrong. I wanted to enter the dragon's mouth. I burned with a need to know. Tell me about... Oh. Inside that house, I saw a machine still operating. What was that? Machine? I do not know what you were talking about. That was just one of many places used as a base for Alexander's activities. The only one whose location I was allowed to know. What was Mr. Dupree doing then? You really do not know, do you? Have you ever heard of the playwright? Yes, I have heard of it before. I've heard it mentioned before. What is it? As I imagined, you know nothing. Dupree is not alone. He is but the peak of a pyramid, a vast group in which powerful people take part. Well, no, he founded the Illuminati. In between Season 1 and Season 2, he founded a whole occult society. Or probably before then. A society acting in secret, ruled by a single sacred law. See that no one knows. I was part of it. Dupree himself recommended me. We gathered every month. What we saw, you cannot imagine. A curtain of normalcy protects the mind from something, an outer something. The fog of the veil protects us. But through the veil we could peek out into the abyss. We could know of the unspeakable shapes that writhe beyond a black nothingness entirely full of horrors. We could never cross the threshold. What we saw was forbidden. Look at me, forbidden. I could not bear it anymore, so I ran. I ran and I hid from them. It was too late to run or to forget. I must go back to East Hill and try to talk to Miss Cone. If what the captain said is true, she must have been one of them. She could know where to find them. Yeah, seems like a great idea that will only end well. Oh, birds. I cannot do this anymore. I don't care. I just want us to be together. You know it is too hard. I don't feel free. I know, dear. I know. We'll figure it out. How are you home so early? I knew all along. It's a drama. How could you? You know you never loved each other. Silence. You have no honor. And you, what do you have to say? Why, I've given you everything. You wouldn't understand. Enough. You will leave in the morning. I won't see you ever again. The laugh track going. I'll wait for you at dawn under the windmill, so you can try and recover what little honor you had. I'll be there. Oh boy. Funny, cool sitcom. They bow. Please let me go. I want to leave now, please. Oh. We're just EP, don't worry about it. We're just a little EP. I must have fainted. What is this? Where am I? A matchbox. This could be useful. We love matchboxes. I cannot see outside clearly. Are you okay, buddy? An old piece of furniture. There are marks in the dust on the floor. It looks like the chair has been moved just recently. Shifting the chair revealed a small, dark hole in the wall. Too dark to see inside? Maybe a match will help. The match is too short. I cannot stretch my hand further in either to see what lies beyond the hole. So we need something longer to burn. What about our bed? Anything here? There's a blanket. Taking a shred of the blanket. It's escape room challenge time. Because I think that... I would swear I saw a pair of feet in there. Who is there? And we have met before. I cannot see you. Who are you? Do you not recognize my voice? No, I am sorry, I do not. Do you know what this place is? It is the starting point. The first place to look. But who are you? What are you doing in my walls? Get out of my walls. Remember this. I will not be here forever. Darkness will light your way. Stay out of the light. Then I will disappear, and you will be alone in the end. I don't understand. Tell me who you are. I can hear breathing behind the wall. Door is shut for good, and it has no knob, no keyhole even. Stay out of the light. There's nothing here. The blanket is now ruined. I must take it with me. Can I... Yep. No more light. Oh, that's... Hmm. Well, wall's gone. Oh. David, is that you? David. Hey, David. What? David, get back here. And quit multiplying. It's psychologically unhealthy. As your psychiatrist, I cannot recommend becoming a single-celled organism. Get back here. David? 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 This isn't funny. Tell me, why are you doing this? Is it because you care about your patients? Or out of scientific curiosity? Is it for your pride? Because it is your professional responsibility? Or is it because it is the right thing to do? Why are you doing this? No, David. It's all... It's our German friend. I need to try to do the accent again. It's all right, mein lieb Freund. How are you feeling? I feel dizzy. What happened? Where are we? At my house. I went to East Hill to meet you and found you inside one of the cells, unconscious. Your clothes stenching of opium smoke. I had you brought here. You've been out for a day and a half. I think it's coming back to me. I was at one of those opium dens. I might have passed out after breathing that dense smoke. Yeah, totally what happened. A reasonable explanation for what we've just seen. Listen, I have much to tell you. My investigation unearthed a great deal of new information. Alexander was indeed institutionalized in East Hill, but his files were missing. I managed to track down a man who knew him. He told me a story you would not believe, and... There was this woman, a patient at the hospital. She was completely out of her mind. She attacked me. What is happening to these people, Kaufman? How is this Alexander related to Mr. DeVete? I think this patient, Miss Cohn, might know how to find Alexander. We must go back there and talk to her, whatever it takes. I am afraid that will not be possible. What do you mean? Frau Cohn is no longer at East Hill. She escaped last night. God almighty. Do not worry, mein Freund. I think I may know where she is hiding. Where she is hiding. Get ready. We must leave promptly. Ooh. We're on an adventure. They're coming. They're letting him in. Now that the door has been opened, they are coming. Oh, I see. We're back at the beginning. The Play Riot was created thanks to the generous support of players who participated in the crowdfunding campaign. That's episode 1. You know, besides the tile thing, that was pretty good. I liked that. I liked that quite a bit. I think that our stream is probably going to be a little shorter today. I have a few things that need doing today, and so unfortunately, I think we're going to be cutting this really short compared to the usual. If that's all right, I think it will be. The variety streams are usually pretty quiet, anyhow. But that's episode 1. Goodness. Aside from the tile thing, I really liked that. It's got its hooks in just like season 1 did. I'll be looking forward to playing more of this next week, Friday. Here, I'm gonna take us over to our ending soon. Here we are. There we are. I will be looking forward to playing more of this next week. This is a good game. I like it. I've just gotta skedaddle and get a few things done in real life. So, thank you to everybody that tuned in. It is lovely being able to do this for y'all. And thank you to our chatters today, Yolashio, Skeleton. You know, it was brief, but it was nice to chat with you both. And, yeah, and thank you to the VOD watchers. Apologies for the short one, but, I think we'll be... If we've got one episode out of the way, maybe we'll be able to finish this off next week. Right? So it looks like one episode took us, like, 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. So we could fit in 3 more next time, if they're about the same length. Depends on how much wandering around aimlessly I do, right? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and close up shop. Everyone have a lovely, lovely... I guess it's still early. A lovely whatever time it is, wherever you are. How about that? See ya. Bye-bye.